if you want the Chiefs to win, keep it going. We had you like the video last week. Like the video again this week if you want the Chiefs to win on Monday Night Football. Don't be the guy that comes back and is like, well, if I would have liked the video, the Chiefs would have won. Hit that like button, and let's go beat the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. You are watching the Kansas City Chiefs Report by Chat Sports, and we've got a full Chiefs versus Raiders Week 5 preview as both are coming off wins this week. It was win number 1 for Las Vegas, win number 3 for the Chiefs as they are 3-1. The Raiders are now 1-3 on the year as this is a critical AFC West matchup, especially for Vegas. They cannot afford to lose this one. Otherwise, they fall 3 games behind of the Chiefs in the West and an early deficit in the tiebreaker. Monday Night Football, 8:15 Eastern, 7:15 at Arrowhead Stadium. Chiefs 7-point favorites early on here. I could see that number going up. Over-under set at 45.5. All right, here is the Chiefs injury report as it sits right now. Harrison Butker still dealing with an ankle injury. We'll see if he is able to kick in this one. L'Jarius Sneed also left the game with an ankle. I don't think it's serious, but that's something to keep an eye on. Trey Smith has a pec injury. Andy Reid announcing Sneed and Smith after Sunday Night Football. We'll see if those are serious or not. And then Michael Dana has been dealing with a calf injury as well. Raiders injury report. Hunter Renfrow, he's been dealing with a concussion. We'll see if he's able to return this week. Foster Moreau dealing with a knee injury. Denzel Perriman has been left the last game with an ankle injury. We'll see if he's able to play this week. And then Rock Ya-Sin, who the Raiders traded for when it comes to the secondary this offseason, he's been dealing with the knee injury as well. All right, before we get to some keys to victory, subscribe and join us because we will have a Chiefs versus Raiders watch party, Week 5, Monday Night Football, live at 8 o'clock Eastern, live at 7 o'clock Central with kickoff at 7:15 Central Time. Join us. After you subscribe, we'll be live for this entire game. Should be a fun one on Monday Night Football. All right, some keys to victory for the Chiefs to improve to 4-1 on the season. I never thought I'd say this. Keep running the rock. Hey, listen. This was impressive, what Kansas City was able to do against the Bucs a week ago, or just a couple days ago, I should say now. Sunday Night Football. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 19 carries, 92 yards, average of almost 5. And by the way, it was more like 6 until that final drive when the Bucs knew they were just trying to run the clock out. Had a long of 20, 2 total touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving. Isiah Pacheco ran hard, 11 carries. 63 yards. He was getting 6 8-yard chunks left and right. Didn't bust that long like 20-25 one, but a long of 9 there, but consistently was getting 5+. That was impressive as well. When the Chiefs run the football well, they just can't be stopped because we know what Mahomes is capable of. Like, he's not perfect. Of course, he's going to miss some throws. Missed a couple the other night, threw a silly interception late in the game. But when the Chiefs run for 189 yards against the best rush defense in the NFL in Tampa, that's impressive. Like, if they can run even for 130 yards a week, I don't see how you slow this team down. 41 points against the team last week. That was giving up just 9 points per game in Tampa Bay. That is a dominant showing by the Chiefs offense. And if you stay balanced, if you're able to run the football, good luck to Vegas and anyone else on the schedule moving forward. How hyped were you after the Bucs win? Because I'll be honest, I was at 100. That's where I was after that win. Got revenge of the Super Bowl from a couple years ago. Obviously, I would trade those wins all day. I'd rather lose this one and have won the Super Bowl. But it was pretty sweet. Even Mahomes said going into the game he didn't think he'd have extra motivation, but when he stepped into the stadium, he was like, yeah, I want to win this game. I want to win here. So Chiefs were fired up. I hope you guys were as well. Scale it from 1 to 100. How fired up were you after the Bucs win? All right, key number 2, stop Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is probably having the best year of his career with the Las Vegas Raiders. You look at his numbers through 4 games right now, 70 carries, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns, an average of just under 5. I think he's top 5 in rushing yards right now, and the average has been impressive. If anything, the Raiders have not ran him enough. He is the Raiders' offense right now. Josh Jacobs is the engine to the Raiders offense. Mahomes is the engine to the Chiefs offense, but Josh Jacobs is making that Raiders offense go, because when he's not, Derek Carr hasn't been great. We'll talk about the passing attack here in a little bit, but you got to slow Josh Jacobs down. I'm not saying hold him to 40 yards on 20 carries, but can you hold him to under 4 yards a carry? Potentially, kind of like you did Jonathan Taylor, that would be a really, really good performance. BetUS, the place to go to bet on this game or any other game throughout the NFL season. So get started today at chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Got to use our link below to take advantage of the promo code, which is Chiefs125. Chatsports.com/ChiefsBet, promo code Chiefs125. You look at the betting odds again here. Chiefs 7-point favorites. Only a 7-touchdown favorite at home. I mean, the way they played the other night, I like that for Kansas City. Over under 45.5. I also like the over in this game. Give me the Chiefs by at least 10. I'll give you my official prediction later on in the show. Chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Promo code is Chiefs125. All right, Mahomes, Raiders, domination. Continue it. He has been dominant against Las Vegas, or before that, Oakland, same franchise, in his career. 8 career starts against the Raiders. He's 7-1, 65% completion percentage, over 318 yards per game passing, 22 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 112.4. He has owned the Raiders. You may think Mark Davis owns in the Raiders, and that's true. Patrick Mahomes is a minor owner, though. He's got minor ownership stakes in the Las Vegas Raiders because he just owns them. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. They can't stop him. He knows it. They know it. Rest in peace, Al Davis. He knows it in his grave. Patrick Mahomes has absolutely owned the Las Vegas Raiders in his career. It's going to continue this week. He has owned them. Continue to cook with them, and if the Chiefs are running the ball well as well, it's going to be good night Irene for Las Vegas. All right, let's talk about the other quarterback and Davante Adams as well. Limit that Carr to Adams connection, because Davante Adams is really the only guy on the outside that scares me a little bit. We know how capable he is. Having a good, not great year so far, but a good year. 26 catches, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns, just over 11 yards per catch. We know even when he's covered, he's open, because you can throw that back shoulder ball to him and he's going to make a play on it. And let's be honest, if Adams doesn't have a huge game, Carr's been kind of average this year. Derek Carr has not played at a very high level. He's been okay, but I said it earlier, Josh Jacobs has been the engine to the Raiders offense, not Derek Carr in the passing game. So contain this Carr to Adams connection and force him to go elsewhere. Again, we'll see if Hunter Renfro's back this week. We'll see if Darren Waller has a big game. But if you slow down that Adams receiving big plays from Derek Carr, then you're going to be doing just fine. All right, better quarterback. Type PM for Patrick Mahomes. Type LOL for Derek Carr. Come on. You can type both. You can type PM and LOL, because it ain't Derek Carr. Come on, let's be real. Let's freaking be real. Let me know who the better quarterback is. All right, let's take a look at the journey for these two teams so far before we wrap up this preview. Chiefs 3-1, really strong win to open up the year at Arizona, 44-21. Hung on to beat the Chargers, 27-24. Trap game against the Colts. I told you guys they bit the cheese. They lost 20-17, but really good bounce back. And that's typical for a Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes team. They don't lose twice in a row. So for them to come back and play like they did against the Bucs shouldn't be that surprising. That's just what they do. For the Raiders, they were desperate this week because they were the only 0-3 team through 3 weeks, and they were able to get a win over the Broncos. That comes after losing to the Chargers, blowing a 20-0 lead against the Cardinals, and then a close one to the Titans. But I will say, I will give the Raiders some credit here. They've been in every game. It's not like they've got blown out. Now, you are what your record says you are, but and the Chiefs are 3-1 and the Raiders are 1-3, but it's possible that the Raiders compete in this game. I don't want to sit here and just say, oh yeah, it's going to be 41-10 or something like that. But the Chiefs are favorites for a reason. If they play like they did the other night, they will handle Las Vegas. Predict the score for Chiefs Raiders Monday Night Football Week 5. Kansas City coming home after a pair of road games, 3 of the first 4 on the road. So end of the day, you're 3-1 after that. That's not too bad against a tough schedule. Get those score predictions in. My prediction, I'll go 35-21 Kansas City. I could see it being 28-21, and then late Mahomes ices it with a touchdown drive to go up 2 scores, and that's how things end. 35-21 Chiefs win. Let me know your score predictions down in the comments.